Hello, dear friends. The most difficult thing at this time of madness is to maintain equanimity. It is also very difficult to summarize everything that is happening in the world, and that explains my delay. Opinion piece. Instant karma. It is accelerating now. Immediate action-reaction. Protests around the world. Big things in 2 weeks. They always said everything would be confusing. They want to create the United States of Europe. Let's start. Karma didn't used to be considered something instantaneous like Nescafe, but a process that extends over multiple lives. But it seems to have changed right now. Schumann believes that instant karma has just accelerated. From this moment on, you will notice less of a gap between action and reaction on a global scale. Karma has accelerated throughout the world. Perhaps we will soon see a divine strike on the dark entities that are ruining this planet. But extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, or at least a little bit of evidence. Watch the current news. Some time ago, Bertus anticipated this issue when he published a decree of execution of the divine law of spontaneous karma against archon entities that said, in quotes, I invoke the divine law of execution of spontaneous karma against any archon entity or being of whatever nature, institution, or energy that come to participate in these acts that harm the essential rights that the universal source granted me for the fact of existing. Close quotes. Definition. Karma refers to the belief in the law of cause and effect, where a person's actions in this life or in previous lives determine their future destiny. In other words, good actions are believed to generate positive results, while bad actions generate negative results in terms of karma. But right now, the consequences of actions, whether good or bad, can manifest immediately in life. It could be that the actions have an immediate impact on your life and the experiences you face. This interpretation focuses on the idea that our actions and decisions have an immediate effect on our emotional well-being and or our daily interactions. For example, if you do something kind to someone, you are likely to experience a sense of immediate satisfaction or joy. Likewise, if you do negative or harmful actions, you are likely to immediately face negative consequences, such as feeling guilty or facing the anger of someone you have hurt. I remember years ago that the bomb they were manipulating inside the car exploded on some individuals with bad intentions. That's an example of instant karma. Big things. A Donald Trump video says big things would happen within 2 weeks. Just when you think it is over, heaven sends you a miracle, but you have to open your heart to receive it. The most difficult thing in this time of madness is to maintain equanimity. Lunatics never look up. Many are looking for assurances and certainties that they cannot offer because the sources of information are partial and most of the movements are underground. But there are some clues and signs. According to Sierra, we may be just a few days away from an event that could be the first major domino to fall, causing a global shock and setting off an unstoppable chain reaction of events. Nothing can stop what is coming. Other than that, my advice would be to sit back, relax, and watch the show unfold. Relationships now show their frequency matching status very quickly. It is no one's fault when there is a vibrational mismatch in a connection. Separation hurts for a moment, but then everyone settles into their own vibrational space and life goes on, like throwing a stone into a pond and it calms down again after the ripples have disappeared. Stay positive. We can all agree that the current sense of anticipation is exciting. Enjoy it. Reset news. Max Sira thinks we are very close. He adds that many more people are waking up and realize that the banking system is about to undergo a big change, but they don't want us to know the exact moment of when. They always said that everything would be confusing in the end. According to GISARA's own regulations, new elections would be scheduled around the world within the next 120 days after their announcement. Poor students received help from philanthropists and part-time jobs. CGI's Morgan opines that, in quotes, they are trapped and final victory in the battle is imminent. What happens in the Middle East is more opium for the people. The round letter says that we left Israel for a very specific reason that is not mentioned even once. Drop 916. The West is heading into a trap according to Alex Jones and Steve Bannon. Alex Jones believes that they are trying to impose a totalitarian world government. Dr. Anna Mihalcea believes that they have put artificial life inside humans and legal actions are beginning. Nicaragua exiles 12 imprisoned priests to the Vatican. Economy. Gun manufacturers expect an increase in purchases. Evergrande, the world's largest owner, is liquidating all its assets. Bill Holter believes that the crash of biblical proportions is imminent with what is happening in the Middle East and the impact it may have on the price of oil. Germany is going through a difficult time. The policies they applied are destroying the country. Hungary's chancellor says the EU has not been successful with its sanctions on Russia. They want to reform the EU and turn it into the United States of Europe. Europe's main current problem is the lack of cohesion between member states, which causes disagreements on a series of issues and the weakening of Brussels at the international level, says Ravan Nicolescu, former Energy Minister of Romania. X22 report. Central bank has accelerated the collapse of the economy. Corporations are trying to hide inflation, and the 30-year mortgage is now 8%. It is of the opinion that the tax side is slowly driving war, and this would continue until 2024. People would be driving to the precipice, which would consist on the collapse of the economy, the opening of the borders, and war. People would have to make a decision, war or peace. Working Group for Amendment in the International Health Regulations is conspiring to violate Article 55 of these regulations according to James Roguski. This article establishes that when a public health emergency is declared in relation to a vessel or aircraft without a fixed whereabouts, the state in which the situation has been notified has the authority to take temporary and proportionate measures to prevent the spread of the disease without imposing unnecessary restrictions on international traffic. They want to impose these restrictions. War rumors. Egypt agrees to open the Rafah crossing for humanitarian aid in 20 trucks. Planes attack Gaza. Numerous explosions are heard. Hezbollah fires a new barrage of missiles south of Al-Manara. The US gives private backing for the ground invasion of Gaza, according to the Times. Emergency deployment. Thousands of Marines are heading towards the Middle East. The Pentagon ordered the deployment of 2,000 soldiers, according to the New York Times. Chinese fighters intercept US planes in the Pacific. Egypt and Jordan threaten war if ethnic cleansing continues. There is talk of the annexation of Gaza and the displacement of 2.3 million Palestinians. Jordan's foreign minister would consider any attempt to displace Palestinians from the West Bank a declaration of war. France asks its citizens to leave Lebanon immediately. Biden declares that Israel was established to be a safe state for Jews in the world and must remain so. This is in quotes. Biden believes the hospital explosion was caused by the Abbott team, in quotes, and previously cited supposedly verified baby images, which were later revealed to be fake. Ben Shapiro faces backlash after posting a fake AI-generated image of a fake burnt Israeli baby. War propaganda. Netanyahu calls Palestinian children the children of darkness, in quotes. Israel claims that the bomb was jihadist rocket that deviated from its course. The bomb dropped on the Gaza hospital was an Mk-84, according to Josh Eaton. He believes that the Palestinian solution would be to appeal to the Russians to give them free land in the southeast of Russia, to relocate their families and live in peace and security. Protests. Iran, France, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Egypt, Jordan, Turkey, and Qatar condemned the bombing of the hospital. Iran raises a black flag over a historic mosque, signaling holy war. According to CGI member Skyhoop, Erdogan chose his side in the war. The Turkish Navy confronts the aircraft carrier Gerald Ford. Europe under threat. Airports evacuated, bomb warnings, and leaders evacuated. Hundreds of protesters in front of the Melilla synagogue, Spain, in support of Palestine. Some globalists want war to blow up the Dome of the Rock and rebuild the Third Temple to bring the abomination of desolation that would be the Antichrist. Global outrage of a Gaza hospital attack. China is shocked and Russia calls it an attack of dehumanization. The representative of the Palestinian state at the UN, Riyad Mansour, says that the Security Council cannot stop the bloodshed. The US vetoes for the second time at the UN Security Council resolution that called for a ceasefire to allow humanitarian aid access to the Gaza Strip. Pro-Palestinian protesters invade the capital. More than 300 protesters arrested after demanding a ceasefire through a sit in the Congress rotunda. Was it an attempt to undermine the House Speaker's vote? In reality, it was not the Capitol, but the Cannon House office building. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.